friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kaylee, and today we are back on my island Gardenia for a speed build video. Gardenia is my Rainbow Woodland themed island, and today we'll be building some rainbow ruins inspired by these pictures. I do love how this build turns out, so let's get right into it. I'm starting this build out by laying down some of the ruined items. For the flow of this area, I want there to be a single pathway that leads from the incline straight down and through the ruined arch. I want this area to feel pretty tucked in, so I'll be using a lot of the ruined items on the perimeter of this build. I'm placing these items down now to get the general feel and shape of the flow of this area. They may change slightly throughout the build, but at least I have a general guideline of where to decorate and place other items. Now that my main items have been placed, I'm going in to add some pathing. Typically, my pathing is one of my first things to do in a build. To me, it's easier to build around a path rather than trying to fit a path inside of a build, and I also think it helps to get a good flow to build around. And if you're wondering, this is where we're building on my map today. I want this area to be tucked in, so I have the cliff in the front, and I have extended the back cliff to the edge of this area. In the future, this cliff will be decorated with a bunch of trees, but I'm not including that in today's build as I'm still working on deciding what other builds I want to include on this island. I know some people just wing their islands in builds, but for me, it has always been helpful to plan out my builds and the whole island. So if you're interested in seeing how I go from a blank island to a completely planned out and decorated one, let me know in the comments. I'd also love to hear if you're someone that just wings your island decorating, or if you're more like me and more of a planner. Now that we have the skeleton of our build, our main items, and our pathing, it's time to go in and add some trees and shrubs. To try to get that tucked in feeling, I'm placing most of the smaller trees and items in the center of the build, and then in the outer rim will be our larger trees, giant vines, and ruined items. Also, using the smaller items in the middle lets you have a better view of the ruined arches in the back, which is our main focal point of this build. The beginning of this build really makes me want to do a neutral colored island with a bunch of greenery and a lot of the ruined items. Maybe a whole ruined or abandoned Greek island with hints of Greek mythology involved, that would be cool. But I just really love the color of these ruined items, and I think they would go well with a mix of white, black, and green flowers. It would also be cool to have each area inspired by a different Greek god or goddess maybe? Just anything that would let me use more of these items. I will say though that this island has been a little bit more difficult when it comes to the color palette. Typically I try to keep my color palette a little smaller with 3 to 4 main colors, but on this island we have 6 to 7 colors to try to spread out and distribute evenly. So to try to get an even spread on this build, I started with pink and I added 1 pink mushroom to the right side, and to offset that I ran to the other side of the build to add in some pink flowers and a pink flower umbrella near the back of the build. So basically I'm trying to add 1 of each color on each side of the build. If I add in blue on the left side, I'm going to go back in on the right side to add a little hint of blue as well. And then I'm just hoping eventually we'll have an even distribution across the whole build. I'm also decorating this area right underneath the cliff. I know this area won't really be seen once we decorate the cliff, so I'm just keeping it pretty simple with weeds, glowing moss, and shrubs. Another thing that has been a little difficult for me on this island is to try to keep it all very natural. I have also been working on a post-apocalyptic island, and that island is a lot of industrial and trash items, so the jump to this island is a big brain switch for me. I am having a lot of fun though, playing with the different layering of trees and the challenge of not using any of the man-made items. This island is also pretty relaxing to build on, so it's a nice way for me to wind down and just have fun decorating after a long day of work. I have a few ideas for the villagers on this island. One I really want is Filbert. He is so cute and I've never actually had him on an island before, so I definitely think he's going to be one of them. But I want this island to have rainbow villagers, and the main thing I'm going back and forth on is if I should have duplicates of a few colors or if I should include white, black, and brown instead. Because that would be red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, pink, white, black, and brown, or if I should just stick to the main 7 and just have duplicates of 3 of the colors. Let me know which idea you prefer. I also decided to add these little fake pathways under all the other ruined arches I'm using in this build. These pathways won't actually be accessible, but I like the detail to make it look like maybe once before this area was so overgrown that people did once walk around and through all these ruined items. To finish off this area, I'm just going in and adding some of our larger trees to the perimeter of this build and filling in any spaces that might look a little empty. I also went around to make sure all our tiny trees were actually stunted so I don't forget and have to swap these out tomorrow when they all grow in. And here's the final build. But that's the end of the video. Thanks so much for watching. Before you leave, make sure to give the video a like, comment, and to subscribe to the channel. If you watched till the end of the video, let me know which Animal Crossing flower is your favorite. Mine is tied between green mums and white cosmos. Bye, friends!